a new moon in Leo. It is a really powerful new moon this month, and I'm actually really excited to talk about it with you guys because there's some cool things happening. So, the full new moon was actually yesterday on the 8th. 8/8 is also known as Lionsgate, and it's a really amazing day for manifesting. It's considered one of the luckiest days of the year. So we'll kind of talk about that and go into what's going on in the stars. So a new moon, we've talked about this before, but it's basically like the start of a lunar calendar. So it's the first lunar phase of the moon cycle. And it's when we really spend time setting our intentions, turning over new leaves, starting new projects, and writing down what we want to manifest for the next month. What do we want to call into our life? In the sky, it's when the moon is between the earth and the sun, so you don't see it. So it looks like as if there's no moon at all, but it's there, it's just in shadow. So the new moon ritual today that we're going to do, we're going to look at some astrology, kind of what's going on in the stars, why is it so special. We'll talk a little bit about Lionsgate. We're going to go through the horoscopes for this moon, and then we'll look at some action steps to take. This is stuff that you guys can do on your own at home. We will pick a tarot card and just see, what kind of energy we should be embodying during this cycle. Then we'll do a couple of journal prompts. If anyone would like to share, they can share. And then we're going to do a little bit of a special meditation today. So I want everyone to, before we begin, just take a nice deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. Just kind of clear your space, clear your energy. I had some Palo Santo burning here, so if you like to use any sage or anything like that, feel free to. You're also going to need a journal or a piece of paper with some pens, something to write with. So make sure you have that close by. If you want to work with any crystals, anything yellow is going to be great to work with right now because Leo is like, it's the height of summer. It's August. It's like that sunny, beautiful Leo lion type of energy. It correlates well with the solar plexus chakra. So anything yellow is going to be great. You can use citrine. You can use a yellow jasper. Those are the two that I have. If you don't have, any crystals, that's totally okay. You don't need them to do this. But if you do have them and you want to work with them, by all means, go grab them. You can also, if you have candles, you can light a candle, set, your space, your mood to whatever your heart desires. If you do have candles and you happen to have a yellow one, that would be great to burn. But really just set your space, make sure you're comfortable, and, everything feels good. So a little bit about this moon. We have the new moon in Leo. It was yesterday at 9:50 a.m. for those of us that are on the Eastern time zone. And this moon is really all about like art, creativity, luck, confidence. Leo is just like this amazing, like fiery sun lioness energy that I love. But this moon is asking us to really like find our passion and let ourselves shine through it. Like I said, it is that like fiery lion energy. It's ruled by the sun. So it encourages us to really shine bright in whatever it is that we choose to do. It's also an extra lucky new moon because it did fall on the same day as the Lionsgate portal, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But 8/8, it's called 8/8 Lionsgate. It's a very lucky day. And when we're manifesting, it gives just extra boost to what we want to manifest. So the influence to express yourself is going to be at a little bit of a high right now. And there's also a strong push to do or start something new during this cycle. Pay attention to what's calling to you, what's drawing you in. It might not be something that you normally do, and that's okay. This is all about like finding, finding your passions, finding your creativity. Maybe, you feel called to dance. Maybe you feel called to paint or draw or play music or write music or whatever it is. Maybe it's cooking, maybe it's cleaning, who knows, but feel what you're called to do and you really embrace that. For this new moon and this month in general, you might feel a little bit unstable. This is just like a global energy that's kind of going on. If you think about like the recent weather issues that we've been having, there's like flooding, there's fires, there's tornadoes, there's so many things going on. And then of course, like with politics, there's always a little bit of like turbulence there. But just know that what's happening is like all this turmoil that's being created is just pushing forward change so that we have a new way of doing things. It's kind of like breaking down to break through. If you're familiar with tarot, it's like the energy of the Tower card, like everything comes crashing down, but it might seem like havoc at first, and then you kind of break through and you're like, oh, I get it. All that had to go away so that I could be in this higher state, so I could get to this point of like evolvement. So expect themes of like sudden shifts in your path, maybe some like abrupt changes, even some like rebellion to occur. That's kind of like some underlying energy we've got going on. And don't get so overwhelmed. Understand that like things are going to change, but at the end, it's all going to be okay. There's also a lot of fixed energy coming this month in the stars. So it's going to really give us like this boost of determination and courage. It's not like we're going to have that flippy floppy type of energy. We're going to know exactly what we want and we're going to go after it. Use this time to get energetically aligned to what you want to manifest, because the extra energetic boost from Lionsgate can be so transforming. So if you're someone who wants to call in money, start embracing the feeling like, what would it feel like if I had, you know, all the money that I want? Would I be able to go out and buy myself a new house? How would that feel? Would I be happy? Would I be like, you know, jumping for joy? Really embrace those like emotions and those feelings, because that's going to help propel all of your manifestations forward. And also, if you want to look a little bit more into your birth chart, if you know it or are familiar with reading your birth chart, you can look at what house Leo is in for your birth chart. And that's where you're going to want to embody this Leo energy more. So that's the energy of like confidence, creativity, generosity, caring, even a little bit of authority there. So for example, my Leo is in my 11th house, which is the house of friendships. And you can look this up online. It's very simple. So for me, I'm going to embrace like feeling really confident in my social circles and getting really creative in my social circles, things like that. Excuse me. And if you're someone who does have any type of like confidence issues, a really good way to help boost your confidence is to keep promises to yourself. So if you say, you know, every day this week, I'm going to wake up and do 20 minutes of yoga, do it. And then at the end of the week, you're going to feel so confident that, wow, I just did that. You know, I just kept that promise to myself and I showed up for myself every day. And then the next week you can say, you know, every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to drink 20 ounces of water, whatever it is. But keep those little promises to yourself to help you boost your confidence. Okay. So now we're going to talk about Lionsgate, because this is really, really cool. It is one of the luckiest days of the year. 8/8 Lionsgate is when the star Cirrus, which is known as our spiritual sun, reaches its apex and appears to be closer to the earth. So basically, this opens us up to just like high frequency energy. Cirrus is one of the biggest stars. It's actually bigger than our sun, and it's just much farther away. But it has a very strong pull. It has a strong effect on the earth. So energetically speaking, so it really raises frequencies. It raises energy. It's this amazing, like golden light, confidence, lucky, just awesome energy that we want to embody. So it opens us up to more light codes and expands our self-awareness. It also expands our consciousness, and it activates our third eye chakra, which is our like psychic intuition chakra. And if you've been having, dreams lately, pay attention to those. We're going to do a little bit of a meditation that focuses on our solar plexus and our heart. And we're going to end with just a little bit of a third eye activation as well. So we'll kind of incorporate all these things as we go on today. But the other reason why it's great is because the number 8 in numerology is the spiritual number for infinite possibilities and prosperity. So this energy, as we combine it with manifesting during the new moon, it's really just like everything we could ask for is already there. We've got it, right? It's coming to us. It's already on the way. So really using this energy to get what we want. It does stimulate big changes in our solar plexus, which is all about boosting our confidence and our desire to be like our most authentic self, showing up our most authentic way, doing the things that make us happy, and really thriving through that. And then any parts of ourselves where we may have given away our power are going to be replenished now. So if you're someone who's constantly giving up your time to care for others but not caring for yourself, and you've been giving yourself up that way, you're going to be getting all of that energy back. If you're someone who feels like maybe I don't have too many good examples for this, but when you give your power away, where you feel like you're giving your power to someone else and you just feel like, oh, I can't do this because XYZ, all of that's going to be coming back to you, and we want to be able to receive that, take back our power, because we can only show up for ourselves and show up for other people as much as we show up for ourselves, right? And Cirrus is the second brightest star in the sky after the sun, but again, it is bigger than the sun. It does reach its apex and is closer to the earth today than any other time of the year. So it's really important that we take advantage of this ritual, take advantage of this energy. You will be able to feel the energy and use it through about August 12th. So, keep working on it, keep doing your manifestations this week, and really try to call in. You're going to see some powerful, powerful changes with your manifesting this week. This date has actually been considered significant for thousands of years, which is pretty cool. It was celebrated by the Mayans as well as the ancient Egyptians, and it's believed that some of the pyramids were actually built to this star. So pretty cool. It's a really, really awesome time of year, astrologically speaking. Okay, so now that we've got the basics down and what's kind of going on, hopefully I've convinced you all that our manifestations are going to be really powerful today. Let's go into our horoscopes. So again, if you don't know your birth chart, I highly recommend you plug it into an online calculator. That way you can check your sun and your rising. Sometimes it's also called an ascendant. So sun and rising or ascendant sign. For Aries, this moon is activating your ambitions, so plan to feel a little bit extra elevated during this time. Embrace new people, new environments, new situations. You might discover new passions, and you're just a force to be reckoned with, so don't forget that. Remember, we're taking back our confidence. Tauruses, this is really a time for you to embrace your romantic and crafty self. So set new goals as it's related to aesthetic. Maybe that's like redecorating your house, cleaning out your closet, getting a new haircut, maybe buying yourself an outfit that you never thought you would wear, and actually wearing it. And then activating this part of yourself is really going to help you align with your higher vibration. Remember, we're kind of coming into this new elevated way of being, and this is going to help you do that. For Geminis, communication is really important right now. So think before you speak. Be very extra intentional when you're setting your goals. Geminis right now, when you are doing the manifestation journal prompt, be very specific in how you write things and say them out loud. Say them to your family at dinner. Say them to your dog. Say them to your cat. Really tell your manifestations out loud to whoever you can to really embody it. Also, your community connection is going to be important. So looking at your social circle, create, people around you, create an environment that you just feel aligned with, and be with people who allow you to be who you want to be. That's very important. For Cancers, this moon is going to give you a bit of a fiery boost, which is sometimes uncomfortable. Remember, Cancers are the crab. They like to go within themselves and kind of, have that harder outer layer. But remember that you do have the power to turn your dreams into reality. So don't let that need for security and to feel, totally comfortable hold you back. Embrace the confidence, take bold action. Don't be afraid to really go for the things that you might not have normally gone for. Does that make sense? And then for Leos, we've got this fiery energy, which is always so natural to you. It's just going to be extra boosted up right now. So show up authentically, embrace your inner child, and remember to let your heart lead you. So, have fun with it. This is the moon for you to show up in the world in your own way. This is the time to really if you think you're weird, who cares? Do what makes you weird, because you're going to attract the other people that think that weird thing is cool. And that's who you want to be with anyways, right? The people who think you're cool, even when you think you're being weird. So just embrace your full authentic self. Virgos, this Leo energy is encouraging you to let loose and be spontaneous. This can be a little bit difficult for Virgos who really like to plan. But it's telling you, in regards to your future, you might not need to have your 10-year plan drawn out exactly, hitting your marks, whatever. Tap into the more creative side, embrace the sweet side of life, bask in a little bit of a carefree moment. If you are supposed to be at work all next week and you've got XYZ, you know what you're eating for breakfast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all of a sudden you get the opportunity to go on a camping trip, go for it. Don't let that spontaneous energy go to waste. Try to do something fun, because it's going to end up paying off. If you are feeling inspired, create beyond the limits that you've previously set for yourself. So for example, if you are a Virgo who likes to paint, but you're just feeling really called to do something like sculpture or something like that, go for it, try it out, see what happens. Kind of push your limits here, Virgos. Libras, expect to get some lessons about compromise during this moon cycle. Your need for connection is going to be a little bit heightened. Just be aware that your tendency to give up what you desire for the sake of making others happy can kind of put you in a little bit of a not so great situation. So I'm a Libra rising, and I can tell you I felt this yesterday so much. I just kept saying to my significant other, I'm like, I need more attention, I need more love. He's like, you're being really needy right now. I was like, I know, but I just need it. And that's okay. You're gonna have that feeling of wanting to be held and loved, and just that feeling of connection. Just make sure that you're not overstretching yourself. So for example, if you want to feel connected and someone's saying, well, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be going to this party, you can come if you want. And your connective side is saying, oh, I want to be with you, so okay, I'll go to this party, but you really don't want to go to that party. You just want to sit on the couch and watch a movie. Don't get stuck going to that party. Sit on the couch, watch a movie, make your needs first before you, fulfill others' needs. And just the question to ask yourself, how can you maintain harmony while also having your needs filled? Maybe you come up with a compromise. Okay, you go to the party, I'm going to go on the couch, but when you get home, maybe we can snuggle or cook dinner together or something. Or that's fine, you go to the party, I'll stay on the couch, but I'm going to invite one of my friends over who wants to sit with me on the couch. Something along those lines. Scorpios, this new moon and Lionsgate portal is really activating fortune and prosperity for you. So good on you guys. Be ready to call in all that abundance, because it's coming. Remember that small steps add up to big results. And especially on your path to financial stability, you're going to be getting a lot of clarity. So maybe, if you've been looking at different jobs, or you do 10 different things, you're really going to start to see what is clear, what's going to help you get the financial success that you want. But don't forget to review the fine print if you do have to sign any contracts. Always paying attention, making sure that long term this is going to work out for you, or just any of the fine prints. You never know how you can get stuck in those things. Sagittarius, it is a time to be bold and really embrace abundance and the extra luck around your dreams. So during this moon cycle, question things like, what is the next step? You might be feeling inspired. You might be a little bit overwhelmed. Don't get lost in multiple projects. Really stay focused, because as you continue to take those steps, you're going to see all of it come to fruition, all of your dreams, all of your goals, everything's going to come to you. Capricorns, this Leo new moon has you feeling all the confidence, which is great. You bring so much to the table, so own it. Now's the time to, receive acknowledgement for all the hard work that you've done. Appreciate yourself, allow your efforts to shine through, and how just self-assured you've become. So let go of any of that doubt. You've got it. You're there. You've done it. Feel accomplished and really just bask in like the glory of whatever it is that you've completed. Aquariuses expect to get a boost in your ability to connect with others. So take a look at your social circle, and determine who deserves to be there. If someone is there who's not serving your highest purpose, you don't need to have them in your life. Lead with your heart. Be transparent about your feelings. If someone upsets you, let them know. If you love someone, let them know. Really, especially with like love and partnerships, like really be very open. If you got hurt by something, or if you really loved when someone did something, express that. Now is the time to let people know how you're feeling. And then Pisces, the last sign, you're being called to express your creative endeavors loud and proud. So really, you probably have so many different ideas to share with the world. Now is the time to put them on display. Find your alignment with your natural creativity, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So, so many people have amazing things to say, and it's about you finding your outlet, whether it's through paint, whether it's through song, whether it's through presentations, conferences, social media posts, poems, like whatever it is. Find your outlet and express what you need to say. Okay, so some actions to take during this new moon are pulling some cards. So right now we have this like heightened energy from 8-8. So if you do like to work with cards, if you do like to work with tarot cards or oracle cards, I highly recommend, now's a really good time to play around with them, see what guidance they have for you. We do have this like extra spiritual energy, and why not use it to get some answers or some more details on any situations that might be bothering you. There are some great like 8 spread tarot card type of options out there on the internet that you can look up if you want to. But even if you don't want to go that far, you can do like 1 to 3 cards and just seeing what message comes. Also, you can do anything creative. So actions to take that match with Leo is just literally anything creative, whether it's arts and crafts with like your children or your nieces or your nephews, or getting creative on your next work project. Maybe you add some color where you normally don't, or have some fun with it. You can write songs, play music, dance, go outside and do some sidewalk chalk. I don't know, but express yourself, get creative, learn new outlets too. Like if you have never done like pottery before, try out like a pottery class or just something fun like that. And the last one is bask in the sun, because Leo energy is all about the fiery sunshine. Leo is ruled by the sun, and spending time in the sun can actually help to activate your solar plexus chakra. It's good vitamin D, wear your sunscreen so you don't get burnt, but it is really good to boost your immune system, and it makes you happy. Being in the sun helps to cure depression and some anxiety as well. So soak up the sun, get all that sunny Leo confidence, feel it going straight into your body, activating your chakras, and just making you feel good. Even, more of a bonus if you get to go to the beach while you're doing it. And okay, so time for the tarot card. So I'm going to use this Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck that we've used before. And I like this deck for the moons. I've said it a bunch of times, but for those of you who might be new, I like to use this when we're working with the moons because it really gives us like an animal energy to embody during this moon cycle. For those of you that are not familiar with tarot, it's nothing scary. It is just a mirror for what's going on in your life and what's going on in the world. And when you work with tarot cards, typically you shuffle them, as I'm doing, and you just ask the question or put the intention out there, like, what do we need to know for this moon cycle? And of course, you can ask if you're, on your own doing them at home, you can ask anything, like, what do I need to know about my finances? What do I need to know about, like my mood or my parents or whatever else is going on in your life, whatever you're worried about, or my job. But today we're just focusing on like, what do we need to know for this lunar cycle? All right. And typically I just cut the deck and we pulled the Otter. All right. Let me find the Otter in here and I will read you. Oh, just passed it. Here we go. Otter, unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and a reverence for the life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The Otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. I think that fits very well with the Leo new moon. Just this energy of like playfulness, confidence, having like no doubt, no worry. We're just going, to have all of this Otter fun, Leo sunshine energy going on this month. I love that. All right. So before we move on too quickly, take out your journal, take out your pen and paper, whatever you have, and we're gonna get started on some journal prompts. We've got 2 prompts. We're gonna do 5 minutes each. And the first one we're gonna do is our manifestation, because we would be silly not to take advantage of all of the energy going on right now for manifesting, right? We really want to take advantage of this. So I'm going to set a timer. Here we go. But the first thing I want you to think about is like, what are 1 to 3 things that you really want to call into your life during this moon cycle? And then you're going to break it down a little bit even more and write like maybe what are like 1 or 2 steps that you can take to achieve these goals. Then once you're done with that, look into the question, which is the next one. What can you let go of to make room for what's to come? Because we do have this underlying theme of kind of like breaking down to break through. So sometimes, usually we know we just don't want to let go of it, but usually we know what it is that we need to let go of. It might just be a little bit hard to kind of, come to terms with that. But just thinking, is there something that's really got to go so that you can achieve what you want? And if you knew that you were going to be successful no matter what would you like to manifest? If you could ask for something right now and knew you were going to get it, what is it that you want? And I want you to just write that down. So I'm going to put a timer on for 5 minutes. And you guys can begin now. Okay. So jot down your last, sentence or two, whatever you need to. And we're going to go to our open flow. So this is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. We'll still do about like 5 minutes, but I'm going to actually read these out to you. And I want you to write down the first thing that comes to mind when I read these bullet points out. So let's see. I'm not going to time it. We're kind of just going to go through this, and I'll give you a couple of minutes at the end to reflect on what you've written. But if everyone's ready, just kind of listen to my prompts. And when I say write down the first thing that comes to mind, I really mean like the first thing. Like, don't worry if it makes sense. Don't worry about like, was this right? Should I have written this or not? Just write down the first thing that comes to mind. All right. So number 1, I forgive myself for. I forgive myself for. Number 2, I am getting better at. I am getting better at. Number 3, I can love myself more by. I can love myself more by. Number 4, I believe in myself because. I believe in myself because. Number 5, I am my most intuitive when. I am my most intuitive when. Number 6, I feel most aligned when. I feel the most aligned when. Number 7, I feel most confident when. I feel most confident when. Once you've finished that last one, our 8th bullet, because 8-8, going for the 8, is just to reflect on what you have written. So look back to your answers, take note if there's anything that surprised you, anything that you're like, I have no idea where this came from, or if anything kind of opened up and you had any revelations. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes. We'll give you about 3 minutes to kind of just reflect back on what you've written. Jot down anything that you thought was interesting, that came to mind, that came up for you. All right. So finish writing down your last little bit. And if anyone would like to share, you're more than welcome to. You can either, put them in the chat if you don't want to speak out loud, or you can just feel free to unmute yourself and go for it. When we do say like our goals, especially, when we're manifesting things out loud, it does tend to give a little bit more like power to them. So feel free to do that. If you thought something was interesting about that, like open flow little questions, go ahead and share if you'd like to. I see from Tanya, we have to hone my healer skills and share with others who are in need. I love that. That is great. That is such a good intention to put out there. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share? It's okay if you don't want to. So if anybody decides they would like to share last minute, just feel free to put it in the chat, unmute yourself, cut me off, whatever you need. But we're going to move on to the meditation, which we're going to do a little bit different today because I really want us to activate our solar plexus and our heart chakras. I did that backwards. As well as a little bit of third eye activation, which we'll do at the very end. So we're going to focus on our breathing more than we normally have today. If you want to keep your cameras off, totally fine. You can either lay down or sit in a comfortable position, but make sure that you're comfortable and that you're seated where you can actually breathe. So sometimes people find this easier to do laying down. What you're going to do is you're going to put one hand over your heart and one hand over your solar plexus, which is just about like slightly above your belly button. And we're going to breathe for just 1 minute, but it's a very specific pattern. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale. First, it's all through your mouth, but you're going to inhale first into your stomach. So then you're going to inhale into your heart, and then you're going to exhale. And you don't need to do this fast. If it's too hard to do it all through your mouth, you can do it through your nose. And it's a pretty fluid motion. So it's not like a, it's like, all right. So I will start off doing a few of those breaths. I'm going to keep my timer on here so I can, we don't go too long. But for those of you doing it, just, find your own rhythm, feel comfortable. We're only going to go for a minute. If you get any like tingliness in your hands or in your legs or anything like that, it's totally natural. It's kind of what happens with breath work sometimes. And we're only going for a minute, so it shouldn't last long. All right, so everyone just take one nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Place your hand over your heart, one hand over your solar plexus, and we're going to start to breathe. In through your stomach, in through your heart, out through your mouth. One more breath like this. Now just take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. I want you to stay in this position with your hand over your heart and your hand over your solar plexus, and just keep breathing at your own pace. And focus on taking this beautiful white light energy, maybe it's a little bit yellow, and sending it into your solar plexus to activate it. Picture this energy flowing through your solar plexus. Maybe it's turning clockwise, pulsing bright white light, maybe a little bit of yellow light. Beautiful energy here. Last deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And let it out through your mouth. Now keeping your hand on your heart. Breathing that white light, beautiful energy into your heart space. Feeling that energy be activated. Maybe your your heart chakra is spinning clockwise. The energy is turning green. Continuing to breathe into that heart space. One last deep breath into your heart. Hold it at the top. And letting it go through your mouth. Now I want everyone to place their hands. You're going to put your hands together. If you want to get a little bit of extra energy in there, you can kind of rub your hands together like this until you feel some heat build. And we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to put them onto our third eye chakra. That's right in between your eyes, a little bit above. And you're just going to feel the energy coming from your hands into that third eye space. Activating your intuition, activating that like psychic sight. Really just feeling that energy transfer from your hands into your third eye. Take a deep breath in. As you let it out, you can just bow forward. Sit back up. And open your eyes when you're ready. So over the next few days, like I said, you're going to have this like really great energy coming in until the 12th. So manifest every single day, whether you wake up, write in your journal what you want, put post-its on your bathroom mirror, on the fridge, whatever it is, make sure to call in this energy, use it because it's so powerful. And really just go forth as your most confident, psychic, intuitive, amazing self. If anyone has any questions or would like to share or anything like that, feel free to, unmute yourself, come on here. It's going to be such a powerful next few days, and I would be so happy or just grateful if anyone wanted to send me an email or send me a message on like Instagram or something, if any of their manifestations do come true, because I love hearing success stories, and I love when people, really start to use the energy and feel it and all their dreams come true. So if that happens to you, reach out to me, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But thank you all for coming. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana, for an excellent presentation. And then thank you, everybody, for zooming in and being here today. The next moon circle will be Tuesday, September 7th at 12:30 p.m. And everybody's welcome to sign up to attend, and we hope to see you there. So thank you, and have a great week and all the best.